When Flurry Heart first entered MLP, I didn't really like her. But with time and experience with the character, I can say I definitely don't like her. So I was surprised that I liked Flurry of Emotions as much as I did. The episode starts with Twilight promising to visit some sick kids at the hospital. But then, in an act of spontaneity, Shining, Cadence, and Flurry drop by Ponyville for a visit.
Don't they have, like, a country to run or something?
And, of course, Twilight overschedules herself. And that's always disasterific. Let's start with the big thing in the episode, Flurry herself. I have my reasons for not liking her, and I could list them, but I won't because they're very subjective. The only thing that matters here is that she works as a plot device to move Twilight around and create chaos for the Purple Pony Princess to clean up. The real story of the episode belongs to Twilight. Throughout the story, she comes off as having an ego problem. The way she loudly proclaims herself to be the best aunt ever, all while failing in her responsibilities to her royal duties and her young niece. This personality defect is understandable and forgivable because it comes from a good place. Twilight cares for the folk of Ponyville and Flurry. It also helps that she's supported by her right hoof man, Spike.
He really puts the service in indentured servitude.
The little guy works as a grounding influence for Twi, and it's nice to see him given the chance to do something right. Now let's move on to the B-plot, which is one of the best things about the episode. Cadence and Shining Armor are visiting the art gallery of Shining's bro, Spearhead, who's the comedy MVP of the episode. I'm a big fan of humorously contrasting ideas, and much like Dogbert, who's a ruthless corporate raider in the form of a small fuzzy egg-shaped animal, Spearhead is a dude bro modern artist, who rather than chiding the rather pedestrian Shining and Cadence for not getting his art man, he's just happy with whatever reaction he gets. I also dig how his art was inspired by his life as a castle guard. For their part, Shining and Cadence are hilarious in the way they don't get it. Now let's look at the biggest problem with the episode.
Other than Flurry Heart?
Other than Flurry. The story here is tragically formulaic. So, Flurry's most favoritist toy ever is this stuffed snail. And if she doesn't have it, she'll throw a superpowered freakout. And guess when she loses it. If you said at the climax, you get +1 internets for seeing an obvious story twist. Another thing I don't like is how the logic of this world distorts to accommodate the plot. I'm talking about the inciting incident. Cadence and Shining Armor spontaneously dropping in on Twilight. This action is nonsense. There are a lot of criticisms you can level at Princess Celestia, but not acting like a head of state isn't one of them. This happy couple here are the regional governors of a province of an entire nation. And that means a lot of work, not to mention the logistics of actually getting to Ponyville. Spontaneity would not be in these ponies' vocabulary. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in My Little Pony, A Flurry of Emotions. On the good side, Twilight is her likable, endearing self, and there's a very funny subplot about modern art. On the other hand, the story is formulaic, and it runs on suspect logic. So I give My Little Pony, A Flurry of Emotions a 3.5 out of 5. Now, if you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.